This is the Philips 5400 series bean to cup coffee machine. And this is the kind of machine most people are looking at for an upgrade from a coffee pod type setup. And the main thing with this type of machine is the convenience of making cafe style coffees at home without having to learn barista type skills or having the limitations of the pod type coffees. So a quick overview about how this machine is set up, and then I'll talk about some of the advantages and disadvantages we found since we've got ours. So like I said, it's a fully automated bean to cup machine. So in the top here, this is where your coffee beans go. It's an automated grinder built in the top there. You also have this little compartment here, which is where you can insert ground coffee. Haven't tried that one myself yet, but you get a little scoop and you do have a space that you can put ground coffee in if you've got that. And then on the side here is your water tank. It just slides out the front there, and you can see through the transparent side that you've got a built-in water filter there. It's a fair sized tank and you will get quite a lot of cups of coffee out of it between refills. And then coming around to the front, we've obviously got the main part of the machine. Got your control panel at the top. This is the external milk jug for making your lattes, flat whites, cappuccinos, whatever it is there. Then you've got a hot water spout, which you can use for making cups of tea, that kind of stuff. And then you've got your where your coffee comes out in the middle. This whole unit slides out, and this is your overflow and waste liquid. And then in the inside here, you can see that is where it spits out the used coffee grounds. So one of the reasons we chose this particular machine is that you get a choice of up to 12 coffee types. And you also have different profiles, so you can save your preferences for each of those drinks. So when you come back and you make yourself a drink, it makes it to your kind of specification. So we'll switch it on and I can show you through the process it runs through and then how you navigate the menu. So you switch it on, it runs through a small heating up process, only takes a couple of seconds. It will then run a bit of hot water through the coffee outlet, which does mean that the reservoir at the bottom does tend to fill up. But in terms of speed, you press the power button on, and it's only a couple of seconds for it to run through and then it'll be ready. So then, as you can see, it's powered up and we've got our please select a drink. We're on blue profile, which is mine. And then on the top here, you've got espresso, coffee, Americano, cappuccino, latte macchiato, cafe au lait, and then into more drinks, which you can bring up here. And you can see then it brings up even more options on the menu. So there's a few more options there all the way down, and hot water, like I said, if you want to make a cup of tea, something like that. I'm in need of a little afternoon pick-me-up, so I'm going to make myself a little espresso. And you can see here then where it goes into the different options. This is my personal preference setup. So I've got it super strong. You can go one higher and get an extra shot. And then you've got the volume of water, and then you've got the number of cups you want to make. Depending on the drink you're making depends on the variables you have. Sometimes it'll offer more water or more milk, but yeah, strength, amount of liquid, and then for this one, the number of cups that you're making. Come down here, I'm going to line up my espresso cup with the bottom, and then this unit just slides down to minimize that splashing. We're going to make a single espresso, and the machine will then do its thing to grinds the beans for you, brews up the water. You can hear there is a bit of noise, but it's not too loud. We've got a young daughter, 4-year-old daughter, and we can make hot drinks when she's in bed directly above this room. It doesn't disturb her. It's certainly not a particularly loud machine. And you can see there it's making a nice little espresso for an afternoon pick-me-up. There we go. I get my enjoy message, and that is the process of making a coffee. And when it comes to making things like your lattes and your cappuccinos, like I said, you've got the external milk jug. Lid comes off. This just pulls apart at the bottom there, separates into these just 3 parts, and that is it for cleaning. The channel is built into the side of the black piece there, so for cleaning out any old milk residue, it is just a case of giving that a wipe or chucking it in the dishwasher. It's all dishwasher safe. Your plastic container there, that all fits back in like so. Lid back on, and it goes back together super quick like that. And you can keep milk in this jug, take it off and just keep it in the fridge. What we found though is that it's not best to do that for more than like a day or so, because the milk that does sit in that channel can curdle a little bit, and then the milk is trying to draw through and it ends up spitting out chunks of half curdled milk. So it's not a replacement for a milk jug, but if you know you're going to be making a couple of coffees through the day, it'd be ideal for that. So yeah, that's the Philips 5400 bean to cup coffee machine. We've had this a couple of weeks now. Absolutely love it. Big upgrade from the pod machine that we had previously. Love that you've got such a wide selection of drinks, 12 different options, plus the hot water. So if you're going to make tea, stuff like that. We've actually ditched the kettle, and unless we're filling up a big saucepan of water, this does for hot water for the kitchen as well. And love that you can go through and have different profile settings. You've got 4 preset colors plus a guest profile, so it saves your preferences. It just means when I come down and I want to make a coffee, I know it's going to make my coffee the way I like it. But if you want something different, it's super easy just to adjust those settings. Takes a full bag of beans, the 225 gram, 250 gram size bag of beans. Takes a full one of them in the hopper. That will last you a good couple of days. A good amount of water in the water caddy on the side there, and emptying the overfill and the dried grounds every couple of days. So plenty of capacity, loads of convenience, and makes a really nice cup of coffee.